Alright, so I think I'm just gonna repurpose this old soil. Repurpose some old soil.
Did you know that on Fridays, the Prophet ﷺ said there is a time in which Allah will accept your du'as? So that's Friday, and today's Friday, right? Today's Jum'ah, you call it in Arabic, Jum'ah. So today's Friday, and there's a time in which, now what time is that exactly? This is where the scholars actually differ on this. So many of them have actually said it's actually before Maghrib time. So just before Maghrib, after Asr, where Maghrib is sunset, so just before sunset, maybe 15-20 minutes before sunset, that kind of time window, you can say, is the time. Now my question to you guys is, do you guys dedicate that time every single Friday to making du'as? Or is it just if you remembered, you do it? I want to know what you guys actually do. Let me know, inshallah.
There might be an issue with reception here.
Reception, yeah? No, that's fine.
First of all, put your hand up if you have ever spoken about Islam to a non-Muslim. Have you ever? Everyone here? MashaAllah, excellent. Okay, put your hand up if someone has actually accepted Islam when you spoke to them. Yeah? Only one person? Yeah? One person? Inshallah, hopefully by the end of this presentation, you guys are going to have some sort of an insight into what...
I would say to do it in charity because it shows like Islamic values.
Oh, right, so to help those who are vulnerable.
Yes.
Yeah, those who are less privileged. So let's say, let's put a charity. Okay, good. But remember this, everything you say, it ultimately, in the end, like a domino effect, has to lead to them coming to Allah. So it's good saying we're going to do a big dinner for everyone, but their stomachs are going to be full. But is that really going to be inviting them towards Allah? That's the question we have to ask.
Do you know anything about how America came to be?
America came to be slaves,
Slave
traders,
fair enough.
Apple,
Apple.
McDonald's,
fair enough.
yeah,
Fair enough.
democracy.
Democracy. Okay, that's very interesting.
One of the best laws in the world.
Fair
See
enough.
what yeah? Again, I've got up hand here. Pray, man, and make dua to Allah. Seriously ask Allah, Ya Allah, Hidayah is in your hands. How many times the Prophet ﷺ at night time was told to stand up in prayer? Ya ayyuhal muzammil, qum al-layla illa qalilan. Ya ayyuhal muddathir. Yeah? Rabbaka fakabbir, wa thiyabaka fatahhir, wa rujza fahjur. Yeah, stand up, because you have to remember, it's Allah is the one that guides people. But you're the one that's the means that gets there. This is probably one of the hardest things for us, because we think, the reason I gave you the billion is because you all are thinking it's the billion that's going to help them accept Islam. Billion's going to do nothing. Sahaba didn't have £1 billion. Yeah, look how many people accepted Islam. Yeah, it's the way we think, isn't it? It's all about that strategy. And the biggest strategy is Allah. Allah is the one. Allah says in the Quran to the Prophet ﷺ, you can't guide the person you love. It's only Allah the one that guides. So he goes to me, he goes, you know that lady over there? She said to me, why is it that in Islam, this is a strange question, why is it in Islam you're allowed to eat fish without slaughtering them, but you can't eat goats without slaughtering them? They're both meat. That was the confusing question for her. I didn't know the answer because I didn't study it. And that guy, obviously, he was more knowledgeable. But the point was that if you engage with people and you think you can answer a question, you might be causing more damage by answering that question. That's not the time for it. So what you do is step back, explain Islam, right, and then go forward, I would say. Without a doubt, learn about these topics. These are topics that people are going to ask you, right? Whether it's now or whether it's in 10 years' time, these are questions people are going to ask. Learn about it. How do the scholars deal with these questions? What's Islam's stance on this? What's the orthodox stance on this? Learn about it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to this video, guys. I will say again, this is Friday, and Fridays, as you guys know, is where I have my Juma image on. Right, so my Imam was on. Thobe, it's actually a new thobe I got from Makkah. What do you guys think of it? It's a bit baggy. I need to get my mom to fix it up. Yeah, it's a bit baggy, a bit loose. So I need to get it fixed up. The colour is a bit green just before someone says, what colour is that? It's a bit greenish, kind of dark green. I don't know what you guys call it. So this week I've been making my vlogs, and I think I'm getting better at them. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm getting better? Is it getting worse? Let me know, inshallah. And I need feedback from you guys, so I need to know how to improve them. Right, so you guys saying, mashallah, I love your vlogs. It's good, I like that. But I need more constructive feedback. Right, what kind of things do you think would be good? What kind of things maybe a bit boring in there? Let me know, inshallah, so I can improve these vlogs, because I want to make the vlogs as good as possible, beneficial for you guys at the end of the day. So for myself, obviously, I don't need to make vlogs for myself.
Strawberries are starting to grow, guys. Plants are in. Alright guys, day's over. This is Sofa Institute. This is where I teach. So inshallah, week is over now, weekend. More exams to mark, inshallah. And hopefully, inshallah, some more vlogs to make. Again, guys, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you something secret, yeah? Don't tell anyone this, yeah? What is the secret to making videos and teaching and all these things? A lot of people ask me this question. They say to me, how is it possible that you can make all these videos and you can come on live streams and you can give talks here and there? How do you fit it into your life as well? Well, actually, I don't have a secret. Yeah. But the thing is, it all boils down to a person being strict with their time. Honestly, you have to be very, very, very strict with your time. You have to be stingy with your time. Make sure you have some sort of a, you can mentally or write it down, you have a schedule of how you want your day to go, right? So what you do is you get a piece of paper, get a pen, make it sound like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and slot in there the things you have to do, one color, like let's say red, all the red things I have to do. And then maybe you can have a different color, like maybe blue, to say, okay, things I really want to do. And then you can have another color, let's say, I don't know, like green or something, and say, these are things that I don't know, if I don't get to do them, it's not really too bad. That way you can make yourself more punctual. I personally, from a young age, I'm very OCD with routine. I like routine a lot. And I find it very difficult when I get out of routine. So I would say that is probably one of the best things. In fact, let me tell you a little story, guys. There was a guy that was actually in Pakistan, when I was studying in Pakistan, in another madrasa. I think he was from Thailand or Malaysia or Indonesia. Or I don't know. He was from a country from the east. So this guy, yeah, memorized after every Maghrib Salat. So usually in madrasas, you study in the daytime. Then after Maghrib Salat, right, well, outside, can you see, it's almost Maghrib time. After Maghrib Salat, he starts to, he goes to his room, dorm, and then gets his books, and you come back to the mosque, basically, and you've got to stay in the mosque until late, which is one of the things that a lot of students didn't used to like, but it was good for them. So now what happens basically is that this guy is memorizing every single day a little bit of the hadith book, a little bit. I don't know how much he was memorizing. And after a few years, the guy has finished and memorized the whole book simply by memorizing after Maghrib, little bits of it. So it can be done. Anyone can do, I think. You can memorize Quran that way, or if you want to focus, for example, I want to memorize Surah Yasin, I want to memorize the last juz of the Quran, anything you want. Put your head down, go for it, and just keep on doing it consistently. A lot of people who make YouTube channels, they flop after 4 or 5 months, either because they just burn out, as you know what, I can't be bothered anymore, or because their consistency drops, right? So they're not really getting the reactions that they wanted. So, you know, it's good to have reaction. I like getting your feedback as well, obviously, you know, my sincerity levels. But the main thing I think is that people have to realize you have to give a bit of sacrifice. You have to do a bit of, you know, hard work, consistency, punctuality, if you really want all this to work. Honestly, there's no like cutting the corners, unless you're the son of a YouTuber who's gonna promote you, and that's something else. But that's basically how it's done. So consistency, and the Prophet ﷺ said a beautiful hadith. He said that أحب الأعمال إلى الله أدومها وإن قل. The most beloved actions to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are the ones that are the most consistent, even if they're little. Consistency is what Allah likes, right? So do it consistently, inshallah, and let me know how it gets on, inshallah. I would really like to give maybe a tutorial of how I develop my YouTube channel and everything I went through, and how tips I can give you guys. Yeah, maybe I can do that, inshallah. MK, what's that guy's name? MKBHD. And mashallah, these are some of the some of the tools you need for gardening. Guys, some of my students actually sent me. I never used to like gardening before. It was only when I moved houses I realized that gardening is so important. So you need to get all the weeds out of this. And if you don't like getting your hands dirty, then gardening is not for you. You guys are in the wrong business. Okay, so let's get this. And this is, we're actually selling this quite cheap, £2.50. So this is another thing that my mum does, my grandma used to do, planting, she loves them. So again, it's another gift here that they gave me. Fire. I like fire and I like this. Okay, so can you see all this? Wow. Okay, let's try to save all this. Okay, as you can see, this is what happens. This is the soil they've already got in there. This is that repurposing soil. Inshallah, we're going to see what's going to happen now. Did you know that in the Arabic language, the word for farmer is actually falah? Falah. And it also the same word for success is falah. Yeah, so falah. Falah. Look at that. And the reason they say is because farmer actually has to do a lot of work. Yeah, so he has to do a lot of work, and success doesn't come easy. This has got a lot of roots in there from other. So for now I'm just going to put this in here because it might frost, and then I'll plant it in the ground. You know, the UK and frost. So put that in there. And there you have it. One plant done, saving the environment, helping you guys breathe. What do you guys think?